Good morning, brothers and sisters. With all the evil that we see around us and the plotting of the wicked, we sometimes get discouraged and wonder when the Lord is going to come back and pour out his wrath so that his justice is fulfilled. The following is why politics and conspiracies and corrupt schemes in high places can never prevail, and why the righteous should not fret at the prosperity of the wicked. God's people are to trust in their God and do good and wait for him, for he is the King who rules over all. To do good in this present age is to focus on Christ's great commission until he comes for his bride. This is the business that Christ taught, repeated, and emphasized after the resurrection. So let's go over some scriptures. Numbers 32, verse 23. Be sure your sin will find you out. To me belongs vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time. For the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. Deuteronomy 32:35. The hand of our God is upon all them for good that seek him, but his power and his wrath is against all them that forsake him. Ezra 8, verse 22. So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Esther 7, verse 10. Even as I have seen that they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. Job 4, verse 8. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sits in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath, and vex them in his sore displeasure. Psalm 2, verse 2 through 5. Behold, he travails with iniquity, and has conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit, and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come upon his own pate. Psalm 7, verses 14 through 16. The heathen are sunk down in the pit that they have made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. Psalm 9, verse 15. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusts in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about. Psalm 32, verse 10. Evil shall slay the wicked, and they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. Psalm 34, verse 21. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be envious of the workers of iniquity, for they shall be cut down like grass, and wither as the green herb. Psalm 37, verse 1 through 2. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yes, you shall look diligently for his place, but it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plots against the just, and gnashes upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he sees that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow, to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of an upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. Psalm 37. For the Lord loves judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. Psalm 37, verse 28. Thy tongue devised mischiefs like a sharp razor, working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, in lying rather than to speak righteousness. Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. God shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place, and root thee out of the land of the living. The righteous also shall see and fear, and shall laugh at him. Lo, this is the man that made not God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. Psalm 52, verses 2 through 7. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep, but God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly they shall be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of God, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall be in glory. Psalm 64, verses 6 through 10. The desire of the wicked shall perish. Psalm 112, verse 10. Evil shall hunt the violent man to overthrow him. Psalm 140, verse 11. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird, and they lay wait for their own blood. They lurk privily for their own lives. Proverbs 1, verses 16 through 18. Therefore they shall eat the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. Proverbs 1, verse 31. Evil pursues sinners. Proverbs 13, verse 21. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Proverbs 16:18. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. Proverbs 26, verse 27. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. Isaiah 3, verse 11. For they have sown the wind, and they shall reap the whirlwind. Hosea 8, verse 7. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserves wrath for his enemies. Nahum 1, verse 2. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that he shall reap. Galatians 6, verse 7. Vengeance belongs unto me, and I will recompense, saith the Lord. Hebrews 10, verse 30. And the world passes away and the lust thereof, but he that does the will of God abides forever. 1 John 2, verse 17. The verb passeth in present tense is a continuous tense and asserts something which occurs while the speaker is making the statement. So the world is passing at this time. The present world system seems to be permanent, but it is even now in the process of passing away. That's what God says. But he who does the will of God forever lives. God holds the reins. He is using this present world system for his eternal purpose, and it will be finished exactly when God decides to be replaced by Christ's kingdom. The prophet Daniel described the end of this present world system. In the dream given to Nebuchadnezzar, it was depicted as a great image of a man representing the ruling empires of Babylon, Persia, Greece, and Rome. Daniel's interpretation explains that Rome continues in various forms until the return of Christ, at which time the world system will be crushed and replaced with Christ's righteous kingdom. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon its feet that were of iron and clay, and that brake them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, and the brass, and the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors. And the wind carried them away, and no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and filled the whole earth. Daniel 2, verses 34 through 35. Bible commentator Robert Linsky says, quote, "The world is now in the act of passing away. It is its very nature not to last. Its doom is overtaking it. Its glory is fading. Its flowers are withering. Its promises are failing. Its hopes are crumbling. Does the siren voice of the world tickle your ears? Hear the word of truth. The world is passing away. The bank is breaking. It was never solvent. Will you deposit in it? The foundation is tottering. It was never solid, but only a sham. Will you build on it? The mountain is rumbling, quaking. It was never anything but volcanic, ready to blow off of its head at any time. Will you build your city there?" God bless.